I'm gonna just wing this, man. What's going on? My name is Tavon. I'm 24 years old, and I'm just coming on here to really just kind of share my experiences to hopefully help other people who are going through similar things or who are looking for maybe someone who's also experienced the same things and also process the same things, but also to be educational. I'm also here to bring some knowledge and some education through experience, right? Just a little bit about myself, man. I'm in sales. That's what I do for work. Man, I grew up in Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Went to military school, played college football at the Division III level. And I graduated with my degree in social work and psychology. And that's just a little bit about myself, you know. Just to kind of give you an idea of who I am. And as you continue to watch, you know what I'm saying, hopefully if you do, you will also get to see and experience what it's like with me in your life or watching me, right? So, but I think the one thing that I wanted to just kind of talk about primarily was cheating, right? Like cheating, right? Cheating in general. I want to talk about it. I feel like that's something that was really big in my life. Something that I experienced that actually altered my life. I feel like it altered my mentality. It changed my perspective on love and relationships. And I just want to share my insight. I want to share my knowledge. I want to share it for people who have gone through cheating, who have cheated, who have not cheated, who's thinking about cheating, who have experienced it. I want to give my knowledge for it all. So, a couple of years ago, I'm not going to put a date on it, but a couple of years ago, it was a while ago, I was in a relationship that was 2 years long, 2 years, and I ruined the relationship by cheating on her. And I know that sounds crazy, right? Like, I know, look, typical, right? Typical. But look, listen, I think that I have a lot to say about it, right? And I actually have a lot to say that has nothing to do with her, you know? But I definitely just want to acknowledge that, for one, cheating is wrong, you know? First and foremost, if you've done it and you're deciding to, or you feel like you're going to, don't. Cheating is wrong. If you are not physically abusive, then why would you be emotionally abusive, right? And that's how I really kind of learned why it was wrong, right? I learned more than that, right? There's more that goes into it than just that. But I think that the biggest thing is that I'm not an abusive man, right? In my relationship, I am a lover, you know. First and foremost, I'm a lover. And I'll never put my hands on a woman. I was raised by mostly women, so I would never do that. So if that's the case, then why would I do it emotionally, right? And so that's just how it works in my mind. And I didn't really have that realization until after I was lustful, right? So cheating is bad, first and foremost. Secondly, I realized that for me personally, I cannot speak for most people. You know, I can say this. I think when men cheat, it's majority lust, right? It's majority lust. But there's a deeper reasoning behind it. And for me, it stems from childhood, right? Like, it stemmed from my childhood. It stemmed from not seeing my mom get treated the way that she deserved. It stemmed from not really seeing a structured relationship of love. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't experience or see a lot of that. So of course I didn't really have any type of idea. But that doesn't give anybody the reason to cheat or any why they should, right? That's not a good excuse. I'm just really kind of explaining from what I've learned from the experience and the energy that I've put into healing and changing myself. That's something that I've taken away from. It stemmed from my childhood. It definitely did. It stems from childhood for me, but also lust, right? You know, people can say all type of shit like, oh, you know, men are destined to just kind of procreate, right? Men are destined to just kind of like expand their seed, right? you can say all of that all you want, but I think that a real man has the mental fortitude to hold back on that, right? And if you really genuinely love and care about the person that you're with, you won't, right? Because you just won't. Me personally, I really loved the person that I had done it to. Even though that I had did this, I can say that I respectfully, I did 100% love her with all my heart. I never just saw what it was like to have a healthy relationship that didn't involve cheating, right? Like I just have never experienced that. And I needed that experience. I needed to lose something important to me to really understand how my actions, I needed to really have that experience to see how my actions have an effect on everybody around me, how it affects the person, the number one person that I may love. It broke me. It genuinely broke me to my core. And ever since then, I have just been an advocate or advocating to myself and to people around me, to my peers, that look, man, like, don't, right? Like, don't. If you are gonna cheat on somebody, don't be with them, right? Like, just don't. This goes for guys and for girls, right? But primarily for men. If you have the urge to cheat, don't, for one. My second thing that I'll say is, if you have the urge to cheat, think about all of the reasons why you decided to be in that relationship. You made the decision to commit to somebody, and that's bigger than anything, right? Like, that's big. Committing to someone means that you're abiding by everything that they ask of you, and they're abiding by everything that that you ask of them. So just keep that in mind, right? Like, okay, what was my primary reason for getting into this? If it was not a really strong reason for getting into it, then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship, right? But if you genuinely have love and care for a person that you're with, then you won't, right? You won't even have the urge, right? I mean, maybe you will have the urge if you're just lustful, and a lot of people are, it's stronger for a lot of people, right? But that love that you have for that person should be stronger. It should be stronger. And that's just from experience, man. That's just from experience, you know. I had to do a lot of healing. I had to do a lot of talking. I had to have a lot of conversations with people, honest conversations. I had to go to therapy. I had to go to counseling, because for me, it was deeper. It was deep rooted, and I needed to see why I did this, right? I am on the journey to being the best version of myself, especially mentally and emotionally, especially for my kids. I'm 24, if I didn't say that already. So I think for me, it's just important for me to really kind of understand that, like, okay, well, I don't want this to be a pattern, and I don't want this to be what I don't want to represent this. Like, I don't want this to be something that I'm known for, right? So what can I do to alter that path and make sure that no one sees me as this, or my kids don't see me as this, right? Someone that just can't be loyal, right? I'm on a path of growth, and I'm on a path of mental fortitude, you know what I mean? Emotional maturity and intelligence, you know? It's an ongoing journey. And since I want to be the best version of myself, I started with why I cheated. Yeah, I started with why I cheated, right? Like, and to just kind of promise myself that I'll never let that shit happen again, because I hurt somebody that I really loved. And like, that was the most, for me personally, it was the most emotionally traumatic experience that I've probably had in majority of my life. I mean, most things don't really faze me, right? But when it comes to someone that you love and you care about, and you throw it all away and you damage it, you know, that's a lot. It was a lot for me, you know. It was a lot for me. I've been through a bunch of stuff. I've been through some shit, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has. But I think that was the thing that kind of pushed me over the edge to kind of alter my life, right? To kind of like change the trajectory of my life. So I think that one thing that I'll end it here. Like, I just want to leave with this, you know. I think that if you feel like you are not ready for a relationship, don't get into a relationship. I also believe that it is possible to be in a relationship and not cheat, you know. I'm just saying, don't cheat, you know. This is my experience with it. And I'm currently in a relationship. Currently, I am in a relationship, and I'm happy, right? I'm happy, and there's trust, right? my current relationship, my current girlfriend, that's funny. My girlfriend knows about my past, right? And she's powerful enough to see past that and see me for my present day, and see me for what I show her, right? And she should trust me. She should. I 100% know that I ain't gonna do it again. And that's just me, right? I think that there's a 1% of people who actually won't, but it takes a traumatic experience almost on the level of trauma to want to have that change, right? A man is going to continue. If a man has, yes, 100%. If a man has cheated one time, he will definitely do it again, especially if he don't really feel bad, especially if he didn't get caught. He's going to do it again. That's just facts. And that may be just, I think that goes for everybody who cheat, right? Everybody who cheats, they're going to do it again. That's a fact. They will only not do it again if they can understand their wrongs, and actually make a difference, right? Actually make a change in their life, and alter that, right? Like, that is the only way that someone will actually change their ways. I'm speaking from experience. I have no desire or urge to ever do it again, because I actually hurt my own self doing so. I love myself. Why would I continue to hurt myself? And why would I put somebody else through that much pain, right? Like I said, I'm not emotional. I'm not abusive. Why would I abuse somebody emotionally? So that's all I needed to really kind of understand, like, well, look, I want to be a loyal man. I want to be a great man for my kids. I am not going to allow this to happen again, right? Even if lust comes up, the devil comes up, right? Like, I'm stronger than that, right? Like, our will is stronger. You can decide to not do such a thing, right? You can decide to not indulge in that, indulge in lust, right? You can decide to do that. And I even think that at a young age, if you're going to decide, if you're under the age of 20 or 21 and you decide to be in a relationship, have those same values, right? Like, it's important. It's important because you're shaping your mentality for the future. You're shaping you're shaping it all for the future. So, practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, start early. If you're going to be in a relationship, be loyal accordingly, right? Like, just because you're young doesn't mean it's okay to cheat, right? It's really not. Like, it's really not, because that's going to set the precedent for how you view your relationships in the future. So, all I'm saying is that if you're in a relationship and you're younger, and you feel like you want to cheat, just don't be in the relationship. Let them go. Like, right? Like, let them go. Let these people go. Doesn't matter if you're younger or older. Like, let them go, right? That person does not deserve that. They don't deserve the hate, the hurt that comes with it. And one thing I will say, I'll leave with this. If you cheat and you've already cheated, they're gonna find out, and they always find out. They always do. It never fails. The truth comes out. The truth comes out. I'm speaking from experience, like I said. I hope this was helpful. And thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? Look, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for watching. Please like this video if it resonated with you. Please subscribe if you like this type of content, this honesty content, this honesty, right? If you like this, if you appreciate it, please like, subscribe, continue this. I actually am going to have another channel with my roommate, and we're going to deep dive on a lot of different topics that we just want to talk about. So please stay tuned for that. I'm excited to get that going, and I'm excited for this as well. So if, like I said, please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. If you like this content, please share it with a friend who needs to hear this. I think this is information that a lot of people are not taught. I was not taught this information from my life. So please share this content, and don't do it, guys. Like, don't cheat. Don't be out here cheating on your significant other, whether you're a girl or a guy. Don't be out here doing that shit. They don't deserve that shit. So be easy. Peace out.